What's up, you guys? Chet-Guthrie, the Dream Poet here, coming to you all from the beautiful ridge, the mountaintop that is Lookout Mountain. Anyway, guys, we are here not far from my hometown of Cleveland, and today we are going to check out what remains of an abandoned motel. This motel in question was known as Fairyland Courts, and it operated from about the 20s, I believe, up until about the 70s or the 80s. But the origins of this motel, it started out with a man by the name of Jesse Sims. And Jesse Sims, what he did is he had himself a garden. Now, this garden grew into a very, very well-known tourist spot. And not long after, they constructed a very, very small getaway, a small hotel that they named Fairyland Court. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the buildings probably stood somewhere in this area. We'll step there up that right next to that cul-de-sac right there. There should be a better way to place a photo there. But anyway, some more knowledge on this this particular motel. It was also a more inexpensive, cheaper place to stay than the lodge. I think it was called the Rock City Club. That isn't too far from here. But anyway, people would come up the mountain to get away and to enjoy the beauty that is Rock City. Now today we will probably explore that same lodge, because that lodge is also the birthplace of commercial mini golf. Yes, this is going to be an interesting vlog. Who would have thought that the commercial part of mini golf started in my backyard? So without further ado, you guys, anchor down. Real quick, I do want to see how big this bamboo is, because I really don't know how big it is. And it appears I've already been caught in briars. Anyway, as I was saying, I want to take a look at how big some of this bamboo is. I'm not sure if this is from the time of Jesse Sims and his garden, but it is quite possible. And this bamboo is relatively big. How I found out about this place, I was watching a fellow vlogger. He goes by Andy, and his channel is called Andy's Journeys. I'll put a link to his videos in this video right here. Andy, you can thank me very much. Anyway, he is awesome. He's also a local vlogger, and he does about the same stuff that I do. And I'll be dipped, I'm caught in the same briars again. Now, as I was saying, the best way to line up a really good photo of this motel is probably right around here. This is a cul-de-sac where my car is. That's where all the buildings once were. And probably some local infamy about this motel is in 1964, when the mob boss Jimmy Hoffa was on trial in Chattanooga. This was the same motel that he was hiding out in. I'm guessing that is probably what is left over from one of the motel rooms. This is interesting. This is an old where you'd put your mailboxes at. You see, the second life that this motel had for a while, it was a group of apartments. Now, obviously, the apartments are gone. This is about the only thing that's left. There are a few buildings that are left over from this motel. You see, the motel, it had a hotel, or it had a pool, it had a tennis court. Even it served as a worship place for the local church around here in Lookout Mountain. Now, there is one really cool thing, and that is this this old cookout area. Now, it does appear that it is being cleaned up. I know a couple years back it did get purchased, I think it got purchased by the city, and I'm still not sure what they're probably going to do to it. But just look at that woodwork right there. That was a lot of showmanship back then. But you can only think about how many families used to come through here, have fun in the summers, and go to the world famous Rock City. It is, of course, from a bygone era, and I wonder if anything is in there. No, just a bunch of old newspaper clippings. Huh, doesn't really say how old it is. And if walls could talk, just check out that old school fan. You don't see stuff like that anymore. That is from the 70s. Of course, old light work. And check this out. This is, I guess, to give you a better example. That's an old power outlet. Huh. There we go. I'm kind of wondering if this big spot right here is where the pool was and the main building was. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Because it would only make sense. You guys got to check this out. I think this is actually Jesse Sims' garden, or at least what is left of it. Yeah, it does appear that I am right. This probably used to be an old school fire pit. Now, of course, there hasn't been a fire in it in several years, so maybe since the 70s. But let's go down here. I think, oh yes, I found it. Now it is obvious that this is still intact. It still goes down to a really nice patio that is still covered up from the hands of time. I think this is, actually no, I'm going to take a shot in the dark. This is the garden, or what is the remains of the garden. Of course, you know, you got old school light work. Of course, the rock work right there. In a way, I really wish that I could go back in time and see what this place was like back in its heyday, other than from just the pictures and what is honestly just left. Check out the size of that pot. That is a big ceramic pot. And I really like the beauty in this old brickwork. Just check that out. That is beautiful. But sadly, it all has to rot away. I'm guessing that was probably where the sign once was. Let's see what else is around here. That looks like a giant pit, and I'm guessing that is either where somebody was trying to live there, or somebody just being a druggie. Now, when I watched Andy's video a while back, I do know that there was a it's probably the tallest structure that is left, period, and I think it is down here somewhere. Oh cool, another pot. Well, I do see stairs, and it does appear that I have found one of them. This is one of the things that I wanted to see when I first saw that video. Let's get down here. 1, 2, 3. No briars this time. And we are on the other end. That would have been way prettier if it wasn't carved or covered in a bunch of junk. And I'm guessing this big display right here, this probably had to have been something similar to a kind of something, you know, you'd probably see at Rock City. A big giant display case. Now obvious, there's not really anything, and it's done. I'll just leave it at that. And There's of course the old thermometer right there. Gosh, I hate that people have just gone through and destroyed all this. And my friends, my fans, my followers, we have found what is perhaps the largest thing that is left of the Fairyland Court Motel. This big, giant tower. Let's go inside it and see what is actually in here. There's still a lot more interesting rock work. Kind of wondering if... I wonder where that pool once was. But anyway, here we go. This is the old lighthouse, or the old stairwell. Looks like it does go to the top. It's like more people have destroyed it in more ways than one. I do not really understand why people must do that, because this is a very beautiful, beautiful building. And you know what? Let's see what is upstairs. In itself, I really think this is a really beautiful winding staircase. Wrought iron staircase. And we have made it. Looks like at one time you could sit out here. Wonder how tough this is. I mean, it's decently tough, just as long as I don't go anywhere near that. But dude, check this out. Looks like we have some very creative work from a vandal, but still, either way, this is a absolutely gorgeous second floor. I really wish they would work on this one. God, I am sweaty. Very sweaty. Anyway, you guys, I think we're about done here at Fairyland Courts Motel and what's left of it. So we're gonna drive not far from here, and we are going to see the remains of Tom Thumb Golf, America's first commercial mini golf. And I'm fat.